Do you want to easily be able to defeat the Wither in Minecraft Bedrock Edition? Well, there's a super easy way to do it that doesn't take any time or effort, and you don't even need to leave the overworld for it. This method can also be used for Wither roast farms and extreme Wither killing, like 20 plus Withers at a time. It turns out that there's big patches of Bedrock at the bottom of the overworld at Y-59 that can be used for an amazing Wither killer. It's safe, easy, reliable, and very quick. So what is this method of killing withers in the overworld? It's incredibly simple. You just need to find a bedrock structure like this in the overworld and then a little trench next to it like this. I'll show you exactly where to find these in a minute, but as you can see, we just summon in a wither sideways and then it spawns directly in the middle of that bedrock. And as you can see, the wither is just gonna die in there. It will take a couple minutes to suffocate to death. This is way more valuable than just getting a couple of easy nether stars. As you might know, for the last couple of years on Bedrock Edition, we've been using the end gateways to kill withers because it's a nice, reliable bedrock structure. However, of course, you need to go to the end. You need to figure out how to break that gateway. And of course, then you have a wither that is going to be shooting wither skulls all over the end dimension. While we're on the topic, the wither killers that use the main end portal in the end dimension no longer work on Bedrock Edition. They haven't for quite a while, and that's where this new method of using Bedrock in the overworld comes into play. This is a very simple and seemingly very reliable method that probably will not change like at all over the next couple of years, assuming Mojang doesn't actively try to break it. And let's jump into the tutorial for this. So I'll be showing you a couple of different spots around the overworld. You'll notice that we are right around 0, 0, so pretty much the center of the world, but you can find these bedrock locations all over the overworld. They are legitimately so common. So we're going to go to the coordinates of -21 by -59 by 1. Now pull out yourself a locator map. That'll show you your icon, and you should be facing the top of the map. That is going to be north. As long as you're facing north, you should see like these 4 bedrock in a row, and then this one, and then like these 2. Pretty easy to get yourself lined up here. So if we mine down all of these pieces of deep slate right here, we should find ourselves a pretty long trench. As you can see, all of this is pretty clear of blocks, which is exactly what you need. Now, you can take my word for it, or you can be paranoid and clear out all the other deep slate in the area. Basically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be placing in 1 soul sand right there, and then 3 vertical ones like that. And if you are a paranoid person, then maybe be prepared to fight a wither, but otherwise, it's just going to work. So place in yourself 3 wither skulls on the soul sand right there, and then the wither is going to be teleported inside of this piece of bedrock, and it is going to blow up and delete some blocks around it, so stand back, especially if you don't have armor. But as you can see, he breaks all the deep slate around it, and now the wither is just trapped in there. Now the wither is going to take a couple minutes to die, but that's really all there is to it. And this is what it looks like once the wither is dead. Now it is going to explode again, so don't approach it quite yet, but once it explodes, the wither star will come up through the blocks, and as you can see, it is right there ready for you to collect. The great thing about this is that it's really overpowered, so if you are quick about it, you can get up to 7 withers in there, maybe even more if you have a friend helping you spam down the soul sand and stuff. But once you get the first wither to power all the way up, then it's going to start actually breaking blocks, and it's going to be hard to summon more withers in there, as you can see here. But yeah, we can summon and kill a bunch of withers at one time. This will really save you a lot of time if you want to get yourself a ton of beacons. And once all the withers die, of course, all the experience and nether stars are going to come out of there, and you'll be able to collect those. So the second spot right around 0, 0 is right here at 5 and 6. And basically, this is the trench right here. So if you're facing north, we need to summon in the wither statue right here. And that is going to summon the wither right inside of that bedrock. This one has slightly less bedrock to the sides of the wither, so you might get some skulls coming out of this one. But otherwise, the wither is still fully trapped in there. And the third location is right here at 1, -6. This is where the withers will actually be, and this is the trench that you'll use to summon the withers. Now, pay attention for this one, because if you summon the wither right here, it is going to escape, so you need to move it over by a block. So place in a temporary block, and then you'll be able to summon in the statue right here, and bam, you got yourself a 3rd wither killer. So what this means is that, yes, you can have 7 withers, you can have 14 withers, you can have 21 withers, in this one little area, all being automatically killed for you. As I mentioned, you can find these wither killers all over the overworld. I mean, they are literally just everywhere. I was surprised that I found 3 just in this little area, but basically all you're looking for is a little trench like this where the bedrock goes down to -62, and then you just need a pile of blocks right here in a rough T shape. Now make sure that you have blocks to all sides. If it's empty on one side like this, then the withers could escape. But otherwise, the bedrock is the same in every Bedrock Edition world. It does not change between seeds. So what you can do is you can find one in a creative world like I have here, and then you'll know that it will work in any survival world. It's worth mentioning that nether stars cannot be destroyed by explosions, and they also don't despawn, so there is no rush to pick them up. Even a piece of TNT or a creeper won't be able to destroy the nether stars. They are completely blast resistant, as you can see there. And one last word of warning, do not leave the area, crash the game, or relog when you have withers inside of a wither killer, because if you do, they will change location. Now, the first location that I showed you is actually relog proof one time. As you can see, with the first set of coordinates, it's still technically in the bedrock, but I'm pretty sure it can fly out because it doesn't have this extra layer above it. And of course, if you have a wither killer, you also have a built-in wither rose farm. So what I would recommend doing is getting yourself an egg farm and then just chucking yourself in a bunch of chickens, like anywhere somewhat close to the wither. When it powers up, it's going to do the little explosion, and that's going to damage all the mobs around it. Now, I'm summoning 3 withers just to, speed up the effect of it. But as you see, 1 explosion and then a second explosion, and then on the 3rd explosion, they die, and you just get an explosion of wither roses. Now, all you need is a single wither because they explode when they summon in, when they're at half health, and when they die. So 1 wither and a bunch of chickens will give you a ton of wither roses. Now, if you get really lucky, you might find a mob spawner down close to the bedrock, and if you poke around the area, you'll likely find a decent wither killer as well, and that means that you have basically an infinite supply of mobs that you could drop into a little obsidian box nearby where the withers explode. So what if you're a wither killing connoisseur and you just want to kill like all of them in a single place and you don't want to worry about it and you just feel like having an absolute singularity of withers? Well, I propose the nether killing method, which is this bedrock formation right here at about 1-11, and there's a sunflower for directionality that will always face east even if you're in the nether. So this trench right here on the west side is actually far enough away from the withers that they do not break the blocks. So in theory, you can summon as many withers right here as you want, and they're all going to be placed right inside this piece of bedrock, and they're not able to escape. I just killed 14 withers in a row right here, and once you get above 10, the sounds from the withers just start to break, and it's kind of crazy. So yeah, as you can see, you can just keep loading in withers whenever you want, and it's actually perfectly fine, although all the particles do make it a bit hard to see where you're actually placing the blocks, so keep that in mind. But yeah, this is the wither singularity, and it's just beautiful, isn't it? There's actually one of these OP killers in the overworld as well. So if you go to -19 by -15, pull out your locator map and face north, you're looking for this little section of bedrock right here. So if we place in our soul sand on this side, 3 vertical ones, and then 3 wither skulls, that's going to summon the withers in here, and they are too far away to actually break the wither statues. So you can spam as many withers in there as you want and kill like 50 at a time. And this one is really surrounded in bedrock as well. Very good A+ spot, and this was found by Zipper96. By the way, if you pair this farm with an amazing wither skeleton farm, like one of the ones that I've done a tutorial on, you'll get thousands of wither skulls per hour, and actually have a way to turn them into beacons without manually fighting hundreds of withers. So if you enjoyed today's tutorial, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe for more, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys down in the comments and in the next one.